Hi everybody, today we are going to talk about the equation of a circle. So we're going to use this equation in order to graph circles and then also to identify two key points, two key pieces of information I should say. We're going to identify the center and the radius of the circle. So there's a few things that are always going to be in these equations for circles. So kind of the shell is always going to look the same, where it'll be like this, where you're always going to have an X, you're always going to have a Y, you're always going to have those squareds there. The things that are going to change are going to be what your center is and then what your radius is. So we're kind of trying to figure out what to fill in these three blanks. The first two blanks are going to tell us what the center is, and then this last blank is going to tell us what the radius is. Okay, so here is an example of a circle where we are going to try to fill in what the equation would be, and we are also going to try to identify the center and the radius. Since I'm starting with a graph here, one of the things that can make it easier to figure out the center and the radius are to draw in two diameters. I usually draw in a vertical and a horizontal diameter. If I do that, it makes it much easier to try to figure out where the center of the circle is. So if I go through and try to find the center of the circle here, you can see that in this picture, my center is at 3, 8. So the center this time around is at 3, 8. Then what I can do is to try to fill in those two pieces of information in my equation. So I'm going to be filling in these two blanks that I've got right here, one blank here and one blank here with 3 and with 8. Now you'll notice that the center of the circle is positive 3, but in the equation it's negative 3. That's something for you to keep in mind, that it's always going to be the opposite in the parentheses of what the actual point is on the graph. This is similar to when you did, or when in the past you've done parabolas and you're trying to do like zero product property to try to figure out the x-intercepts. It's always the opposites. So next let's talk about the radius. So again, I can use those two diameters that I drew in. All I'm going to do is just count across. So I'm going to start at the center of the circle, count across, and I get 3. So my radius is 3. When I fill in my equation, I just change the r squared to 3 squared. Simple as that. That's all I need to do. So now let's do another example where I'm going to give you the equation. We're going to try to figure out the center and the radius, and we're going to try to graph it. So if I look at my equation here, I've got x plus 2. When I go to do my center, remember it's going to be the opposite of 2, so it's actually going to be negative 2. And then if I've got y minus 3, I'm going to do the opposite of minus 3, so I'm going to make it a positive 3. So my center this time is at negative 2, 3, and you can see that I graphed that over here. In order to figure out my radius, I'm going to think to myself, what do I square to get 16? So I'm thinking, what number squared equals 16? Well, 4 squared is equal to 16, so that means that my radius is 4. What I usually do then, if I'm doing this on paper, is to count out 4 spots for the radius going left, right, up, and down. When you do this on Canvas, you're going to start by graphing this center point, and then as you move your mouse out, it's going to automatically create a circle for you, and you're just going to move over a radius of 4. Your circle should look like this. Hope you have a great day, everybody.